Hi guys! Okay, today we talk about composition. The first rule that we need to follow when we take a picture is the rule of third. You may have heard this before, but what does that mean? Do you remember the grid that we activated together before? This grid divides the image in third, both vertically and horizontally. In other words, you will have 9 different boxes. But what are these lines for? When we have several subjects or even one subject, we need to aim to put this subject either in one vertical line or in one of the intersections of the grid. We do this instead of putting the subject in the center to draw a better composition of the picture. Even if I put the subject in the center, I can use the rule of third in the background. For example, if I'm shooting a picture at the beach, what I can do is to put a third of sky, a third of sea, and a third of sand. But let me show you some examples so you can understand better this concept. In the first example, I want to show you the Sospiri Bridge in Venice. The subject is placed on the top horizontal line of the grid. As you can see in the second example, my friend is placed on the right vertical line. The rule is exactly the same even for horizontal pictures. In this case, Ilenia is placed on the left line, all along the left line, and is watching on the right. Even in this picture, when I'm walking in Piazza Duomo in Milan, I'm placed on the left line, all along. Not only that, if we have a look at the grid, more or less 1/3 is the pavement, 1/3 is the Duomo, and 1/3 is the sky. This is why it's called the rule of third. If you have a look at Sant'Ambrogio Church in Milan, it's the same exactly thing. It's 1/3 of the pavement, 1/3 of the church, and 1/3 of the top or sky. Okay, let's have a look now at this last example. This is exactly a perfect composition. As I mentioned before, you can divide 3 different elements of the image in thirds. On the top, in the first third, there is a sky and some clouds and make it even more interesting. In the second third, in the center of the image, there is a sea. And then in the last third, there is a grass of the path. Plus, there is the bird. Despite it's not in the crossing lines, it's exactly on the right line. So it makes it good anyway. One more photo. And this one, I'm placed in the intersection in the bottom left of the grid, as you can see. And it looks great, the composition. Not only that, also the horizon in this picture is placed on the top line of the grid. In addition, the other subject of the picture, which is the dardodol, the little rock with the hole, is placed on the right line. This is why it makes a great composition. Okay, now we talk about leading lines. It's a technique that we use to make more interesting the composition and to draw the attention of the viewer towards a subject that we want. We are using natural artificial lines like buildings, roads, rail lines, handrails, everything that has a line to draw the attention to this subject. For example, let's have a look at some pictures. In this first, we see that the subject is clearly St. Paul, but I use the buildings on the right and on the left, and also the ground, the little line that you see on the center, to draw the attention directly to the St. Paul Cathedral in London. And this next example, I'm in Lehandel Market, still in London. If you see, all the market and all the lines are pointing towards me. Despite it's in the background, your eyes goes directly towards the bottom center of the picture. And once again, you can notice that I'm placed in the center of the bottom line of the grid. The last thing I want to talk about in composition is lead room or lead space, depending how you want to call it. It's a technique that leaves space in front or in the direction of the subject, whether it's moving or stationary. For example, if a car is moving this way in the image, I'm going to leave space in front of the car, not in the back. Okay, but let's have a look at some examples again. In this picture, Ilenia is walking towards the left of the picture, and as you can see, I left space in the left of the picture. Let me tell you also that Ilenia is placed on the right vertical line of the grid and is walking towards the opposite side. Let's have a look again at this picture. I'm walking towards the right part of the picture, and again I left space on that side because I'm walking towards it. Now let's have a look at this stationary example. I'm not doing any action, I'm not moving, I'm not walking, there's not a car. However, I'm faced towards the left of the picture. As you can see, I'm placed on the right vertical line and I'm watching the left part of the picture, which is the peak of that mountain that you see right there. Also, you should notice the horizon of this picture is exactly on the top horizontal line of the image. Okay, so these are the three main rules that we need to try to follow when we take pictures with our phone. Just to recap, one is the rule of third. Try to place the horizon either in the top horizontal line or in the bottom, not placing in the middle. Or when you have a subject or when you have two subjects, try to place in the intersection or along one of the two vertical lines. The second one is leading lines. Try to find natural elements such as railways, handrail, or whatever you want that draw the attention of the viewer towards the subject that you want. Lead room or lead space. When I'm walking towards a direction, leave space in the image in that direction. If you're shooting a car, if you're shooting someone moving, leave space towards their direction. If you have a stationary subject that is facing towards a direction, place this subject on a corner, one of the two intersections, and leave space on their direction of view. Later on in this course, I will show you some of the common mistakes that beginners do and that you should avoid, even about composition and everything else that we're going to talk about later. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!